What if I told you there was a massive multi-core business opportunity hiding in plain sight? Today, we're diving into a really fascinating situation where the demand for goods is just screaming into a void, creating what you could call an economic black hole. And the center of this whole opportunity? It might just be India. So let's get right into it. What exactly is this demand black hole? Well, it's a term that describes a huge inefficiency in the market. But more than that, it points to a massive opening for anyone smart enough to see it. To really get a handle on the opportunity here, you first have to understand the problem. It's this paradox that you see in a lot of industries, especially in the B2B world. But the scale of what's happening here is, well, it's kind of mind-blowing. This quote absolutely nails it. Just imagine for a second, you've got thousands of businesses all over the world, and they're desperately trying to buy essential parts. The money's there, they're ready to go, but they just can't find anyone to sell them the stuff. The connection is just broken. You know, in economics, this isn't some brand new idea. They call it a liquidity problem. But what we're looking at here is a real-world example on a totally staggering scale. It's a fundamental disconnect between what people need and what they can actually find and buy. Okay, so let's talk about the sheer size of this invisible demand. This isn't just some abstract theory. We've got the data. And honestly, it paints a crystal clear picture of a global market that is seriously being underserved. And get this, the numbers we're about to see aren't from a whole year or even a quarter. They're from a single 30-day period. This shows that we're not talking about a slow trickle of new business. This is a floodgate opening up. First up, just look at this. We're talking nearly 3.8 crore rupees, that's 38 million rupees, in brand new demand. And that's just from international markets, from businesses outside of India, all looking for suppliers. But that's not even the whole story. On top of that, you've got another 1.8 crore rupees in new demand from right inside India. So you add it all up, and that's over 5.6 crores of new, unmet demand in a single month. It's wild. And this need is absolutely everywhere. We're not just talking about one or two big countries here. Inquiries were flooding in from over 26 different nations. You've got major economies like the UAE and the US, and then emerging markets like Nigeria and Ghana. The need is truly universal.
So it's not just where the demand is coming from that's so diverse, it's also what people are looking for. This isn't about some single hot-ticket item. We're talking about the fundamental building blocks of industry.
So what exactly are companies scrambling to find? It's all crucial supplies for what's called MRO. That's maintenance, repair, and operations. These are the nuts and bolts that keep factories and businesses running. Things like electrical parts, pneumatic systems, industrial valves, even fire safety equipment. Okay, so you've got all this demand just sitting there, unmet. What happens then? This isn't just some abstract number on a spreadsheet. This imbalance has a real, tangible cost for everyone involved. And that right there is the bottom line. Every single one of those inquiries that goes unanswered isn't just a data point. It's a lost sale. It is cold, hard revenue that a company could have made, but didn't, because the connection wasn't there. You know, this isn't some new, unique problem. Every digital marketplace you've ever heard of, whether it's Airbnb or Uber, has to solve this exact same chicken and egg problem. You've got to match the supply with the demand. It is the absolute core challenge they have to beat to survive. And the prize for solving it, it's huge. When you can actually match all that supply with all that demand, you create what the business world calls a defensible marketplace. Basically, a rock-solid business built on trust and reliability that's incredibly hard for competitors to come after. So, if that's the multi-crore problem, where's the solution? Well, it seems like all the signs are pointing in one direction, toward an opportunity that maybe, just maybe, the world hasn't fully woken up to yet. And this is the mission of a company called Pneucons. They're making a really bold claim that India, with its huge manufacturing and engineering talent, is perfectly placed to become the global hub for all these MRO supplies and finally fill that demand black hole. But here's what makes their whole approach so different. Instead of hoarding their data and keeping it secret, they're doing the exact opposite. They believe the best way to prove this massive opportunity is real is to just show their work to everyone, warts and all. And this is what that transparency actually looks like. Every single month, they go public with their key metrics, what they got right, what they got wrong, and even where they're struggling and need help. It's a super honest way to show the real on-the-ground truth of the market. And they're doing this because their goal is actually bigger than just their own success. They know that this opportunity is way too big for any one company to tackle by themselves. This quote is basically a direct message to other founders and entrepreneurs. Pneucons is saying, hey, look at all this demand we found. We literally can't handle it all. The market is wide open. Come and build with us. And that brings us to the final and I think most important part of this whole explainer. This isn't just about analyzing a market. It's really an invitation to get in the game. By sharing all this data so openly, Pneucons is pretty much handing a roadmap to other innovators. They're inviting people to look at the real, unfiltered data, find the gaps, and start building new companies to serve this huge global demand. So in the end, it really just boils down to this one question. The data is clear. A multi-core demand for industrial goods is out there, just waiting. The black hole has been mapped. The only question left is, who's going to be the one to step up and fill it?